morning, everybody. Today is a very special day. We are officially declaring that we are open and for business at Georgia Mountain Fairgrounds. Miss Hilda Thomas and I am so glad. You have tons of stuff to talk about. There is so much going on. You're going to be double dipping because you're going to be taking last year, putting it in this year, and you're going to have a blowout this year.
Yes, we are. Right now, Cherie, we have 27 events planned, and
That's awesome.
Every day I'm adding new events. We had 4 concerts that we had to move over to 2021, and then one of those concerts I've already had to move over to 2022, the Happy Together Tour. But yes, everybody's ready to get back out and enjoy live concerts. And
turn your mic on. Wait a minute, we gotta. Let's look on the side. Got it. There you go. Is it up now? Yay! Okay.
Okay, sorry.
Okay. Georgia Mountain Fair was closed last year. Pretty much shut down. No
Yes.
concerts.
No concerts at all.
Campgrounds were open.
Campgrounds, we had 189 campsites there that was completely maxed out every day, just about it, and every weekend, of course. But yes, the camping was really, really good, but no events. We had a few outside events, like we had, you know, the Mustang show, we had the craft beer festival, a few arts and crafts shows and things like that, but nothing inside the music hall.
Right.
Live concerts was just nothing we could do last year.
Yeah.
And so this year we've got 27 concerts and events scheduled right now, and I'm adding to that as well. We just got another concert booked last night. We got Toby Mac booked for, it's a contemporary Christian concert. We have that booked for September the 11th. But coming up right away, May 1st, we got Josh Turner in concert.
And almost sold out.
Yes, we have about
almost sold out.
Yeah, we have about 400 tickets left. And then we also have a big car show that weekend, April 30th and May 1st. It's called the Memory Lane Classic Car Show, and this is a fundraiser that we're doing to raise money to put new seats in the Anderson Music Hall. We've had those benches in there since 1979.
Yes, I know. I've sat on them.
And they are worn out.
Yes, they are.
So
Yes,
this
they are.
project that we're doing is probably going to be close to $500,000 to take all that out and replace it. We're going to put individual seats in, and
Will they be stationary seats?
yes,
Okay.
they will be. And the company's already come up to the music hall this week and brought some samples for us to choose from, and actually may gain a row when they take all the bleachers out. And we're going to sell those benches too. If we don't get about $25 a piece for them, some people may want a souvenir. You know?
Oh yeah, I think that would be too cool.
Yeah.
That would be too cool.
So,
well, I think of all the great memories from Anderson Music Hall, from seeing, we had front row seats for Loretta Lynn. We were lucky enough to get to spend so much time with people like Larry Gatlin, and one of the first people we interviewed was Aaron Tippin. He's such a nice guy.
He is a nice guy. He's
such
coming
a nice,
back,
nice guy.
He's coming back this year for the Daily Vincent Land Fest.
That was one of my favorite shows. He loves America, and he loves our veterans. He loves our country. He's such a good guy, and we enjoyed so much getting to interview him. And then I think about, if I had to choose my favorite interview ever, it would probably be Percy Sledge.
Is that right?
And that was, you remember he was coming out of Belgium, and his driver stopped in Jasper. And,
Yes, I forgot about that.
And we got in the motorhome, and I did about a 45 to 50-minute interview with him, and we had a blast.
I remember that now.
We
I
had
forgot
such a
about
good
that,
time, and
yeah.
he said, you know so much about my music. I said, I grew up in the 60s. You were part of my growing up. You were that song. And I said, tell me about Take Time to Know Her. And he said, oh, that's a true story. And he told me the story about that. And I said, and When a Man Loves a Woman. And I said, Percy, would you sing me a little bit of that? And he did. And I'm like, that's a moment of my life I will never forget.
That's true, and he did the same thing for me. I had to go up to the hotel and pick him up and bring him down to the music hall. And when he got in the car with me, I said, you got to sing When a Man Loves a Woman. He started singing, and it was just amazing. So I have that memory as well.
Yes, and you know, sadly, 2 years after we interviewed him, he passed away.
Yes, he was a diabetic, real bad diabetic.
Yeah, but such a great guy.
He was so much fun to be around, and just very pleasant to everybody. He really was.
Really a good guy. And he told me, I said, are you kind of jet lagged? Because he said, yeah, it was 6 or 7 hours time difference from Belgium to there, and he'd been on stage all weekend in Belgium.
Yeah, took a tour probably.
Yeah, and then came to Georgia, and he said, oh, it's so good to be back here.
Yes.
You know? I loved his accent. He was a true Southern gentleman.
He really was, wasn't he? He truly was. He
really
was great.
liked him. And we know the history of where he began He worked at DeKalb Medical Center as an orderly.
Is that right?
And he worked at different hospitals, and he would just start singing all the time and just singing. And when I asked him about Take Time to Know Her, and he said, that really is a true story. And he said, and he told me the story about it. And I thought, there's so many people out there who are so talented who never get to share that talent, but he was one of those lucky ones.
He was, he really was.
And he blessed the music industry for many, many years.
He really
so
did.
to have that footage, I'm very excited about that. Yeah.
That's great. One thing we're having this weekend is our annual yard sale. We've got every single booth full, and we have 20 people with tables and tents in our overflow area. So we have all kinds of food trucks and food vendors. So that'll be Friday and Saturday this weekend.
And what will people be selling?
All people are just, it's anything and everything. All kinds of people that are coming in with yard sale stuff, and we will have some arts and crafts, and we do have, we started this last year, was the first year, and it was so popular, we thought, well, we'll try it again. This year, every single booth is filled up, and 20 in the overflow, and still wanting to come, you know.
Oh,
so
my gosh.
it's a big deal, you know, and people like yard sales.
And again, it's Friday and Saturday?
Yes, it is, And then, like I said, the car show will be April the 30th and May 1st, and we got both days will be wide open with the car show. On Friday, we'll be down at Jerry Smith's, it's called Memory Lane Car Museum. It's a new museum that's open there in Towns County. He's got like 200 cars in there, but he'll be bringing all these people in. He's got all kinds of connections, you know, with people with the cars, and he'll have a band down there, and he's got he's sold like 20 tables that he's gonna have. Happy Hog's gonna serve the food, and then there'll be other food trucks. If you don't get a table and you just wanna come, bring your chair or whatever, and have a great time down there. And then everybody will be checking in as well at the fairgrounds on Friday, the arts and crafts and the cars and the swap meet people and all that. So that'll take place at the fairgrounds on Saturday, 9 to 4, and we're expecting about 400 cars for this show.
Wow.
It's going to be a big one, and we've got a lot of good people that's come on board to help us in our sponsorship and our committee members. Jackie Jones is on my committee, and he's helped us so much. And then
you know the story about me selling Jackie Jones something, and I pulled up in a brand new Suburban.
No.
And he said, next time you ought to pull up in a new Lincoln. And so ever since then, I've driven black Lincolns.
Really? I wish I'd have knew that.
I've had a black Lincoln Navigator, a black Lincoln MKZ, and a black Lincoln town car. And then I've had 2 other town cars. So Jackie kind of influenced and I went to Jackie Jones over in Gainesville and looked, because what I drive today, he had one of these on his lot.
Oh, okay.
And I just love this model car, so I found me a one owner, and I didn't find it. You know who found it. But it was so funny, because once I got in it, I kept saying, I need something else to sell real estate. I need to do this, but I love that black Lincoln.
Is that right?
I love that black Lincoln. It's not good for mud bogging and showing real estate, but it's great for riding down the road. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I wish I'd known that yesterday.
So you'll have to tell him that he was a great influence, and I've driven black Lincolns ever since.
I'll have to tell him that, yes. And Jerry Smith and Alvin Gibson and all the committee members, every single one of them have been absolutely amazing. And then we're also got a great sponsorship level from Cockrell Motorsports out of Dahlonega. They gave us a $10,000 diamond sponsorship level for this, and we're selling tickets on these motors. We got a Chevy and a Ford engine.
And this, an LS engine, LS3 engine. What kind of car would that go in?
It's big souped-up engines that Alvin Gibson and Jackie Jones and Jerry Smith bought. They bought those, and if you don't want the engine, you can take $5,000 in cash.
Oh, yay!
So we have a Ford engine and a Chevy engine. The tickets are $20 each. You can buy them now, or you can buy them at the show. We're going to do the drawing at 4 o'clock on Saturday, May 1st.
And you don't have to be present to win.
I don't think you do on this one.
Let's see. It doesn't say.
I'm not sure if it says that on the tickets.
Because I was thinking about giving you some money and buying a few tickets, and then I can, when I win it, you can just call me and I'll come get my $5,000.
I'll call you, yes. I don't think you have to be present. I'll double check that to make sure, but I'm pretty sure that. And then that night we have Josh Turner in concert at the car show. So we got a big weekend planned that weekend. Then coming up May 14th and 15th is Riley Green on May 14th and the Big Green Egg Fest on the 15th. So,
and that's always been a hit, hasn't it?
Since
day one.
We got 98 cooks that'll be coming and cooking on the Big Green Eggs.
That's crazy.
We got all these vendors set up and everything, and it'll be a really fun time. And Riley Green's getting close to being sold out. So if you want tickets, I'd highly recommend going ahead and getting tickets for
And you know what the great thing is? When you open the doors this weekend, nobody came in there feeling like criminals. I told you a story. We went shopping over in Dawson County, and they would not let us enter the store and spend money without wearing a mask the whole time.
Oh.
I hated it. I hated it, hated it, hated it. And I told Vicki, I hadn't been in there 3 minutes and I broke my mask. And so it was kind of hanging. But it just aggravates me to death. I can't breathe when I have on a mask. And so I don't wear a mask. I try to social distance and I don't hug and touch and all that crap. But I didn't want to wear a mask. But in that whole store, it was like the military after you wear that mask, wear that mask. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. The governor has opened the state of Georgia up.
Absolutely. There's no restrictions now.
No. But the businesses are choosing. And so we kind of added up what Vicki and I went there to do. And, you know, it cost the company money for us not to be able to shop and feel comfortable.
Absolutely.
Because we didn't feel comfortable. Because it was like you're in prison, and I didn't like that. But a lot of stores give you an option. You can wear a mask if you want to. It says we encourage masks, but it's not required.
Right.
But the governor has opened the state up.
He has, and at the Chris Jensen show, I probably saw a half a dozen people there with masks on, but before the night was
Out
over.
of 2,000.
Before the night was over, they had them all off and was standing up and hooping and hollering and having a big time. They'd forgot about COVID by then.
That's right, and I think that's what we need to do. Just be cautious, be careful. It is still around, it is still real. You lost a sister to double pneumonia. We have a friend who has been on a ventilator now for 14 days today, I think, or 15 days today, and he's fighting COVID, and we know it is real, but we also know that we can't stop living.
That's true. It is very real, and it breaks my heart for all the loved ones that did pass from the COVID, and it's just heartbreaking, but
but a lot of people die from the flu.
They do.
A lot of people die from heart attacks.
Cancer.
A lot of people,
My husband died from cancer. Think about all the cancer patients that are out there. So you can't stop living. You got to not live in fear, that's for sure.
Right. And if you read the Bible, you know that moment is already figured out.
It is.
It's already figured out. So, what's the next thing you're doing?
Well, we got the Georgia Mountain Fair Rodeo coming up.
I was looking at this.
Memorial Day weekend, May the 28th and 29th. So, if you want to come to the rodeo, those tickets are on sale now, or you can buy them at the door. And that's 2 days, Friday and Saturday night. And we are still seeking sponsorship for that. So if you'd like to be a sponsor, I've got the different levels of sponsorship.
And for you young, single, cute chicks, I can tell you there's some pretty good looking guys on this circuit.
Absolutely. Put your cowboy boots on and come on.
There you go.
And your hats.
Gates open at 6 p.m. Now, what about the restaurants around the fair? Are the restaurants open?
All the restaurants is open. They just can't find no help. There's signs everywhere. It's that way everywhere. They're really struggling about the work to
You know what's wrong, don't you?
Yes,
We're
I know.
paying people to sit at home and do nothing.
That's exactly right. And they're not going to come and work until that money stops coming to them freely.
That's right. And I say slam on the brakes.
Yes, it's
slam on the brakes. It is time to get back out and go to work.
There's plenty of jobs.
I'm looking at this because we love these folks. And I was lucky enough we got to interview John Conley, and we got to interview Gene Watson. We got to interview Janie Freaky. We got to interview so many cool people up there. And Janie Freaky, do you know that she also designs clothes?
Yes, I do.
She has the cutest stuff.
I know. She does, and she's a great lady, too. I've took her out on the fairgrounds on a golf cart before to let her see arts and crafts and things, and she's just precious.
She is, and so she's coming back.
Very classy.
Now, Marty Haggard, does he sound like his dad or not?
He does, and he puts on a great show. He even looks like Merle Haggard.
Yeah, and this is going to be on September the 4th, so get your tickets early.
Yeah, that's Labor Day weekend. They're on sale now. They are. And we also have Atlanta Rhythm Section at Orleans coming on June the 5th. This is an arts and crafts show as well, June the 4th through the 6th.
Are all the booths already taken for the arts and crafts?
No, we still have booths open. If you want to participate, we can still help you. And then we have the Christian Motorcycle Association. This is the Eastern National Rally that's coming in June, and they'll be there for a whole week, and there's like 2,500 of them. And the Georgia Mountain Fair.
Haven't they been there before?
Yeah, this is their third or fourth time to come. Yeah.
I remember they came the first year and they just fell in love with it.
Oh yeah,
so, yeah,
absolutely. And the Georgia Mountain Fair is going to get to return this year.
Yay!
We have that coming up August the 13th through the 21st, and we have a huge carnival that's going to be coming. It's a new carnival. It's called Amusements of America. We were supposed to celebrate 70 years last year at the fair, and of course we didn't get to have it. So what we've decided to do is to wait till we have the 75 years, and then we're going to do a big celebration. But we do have all the arts and craft booths are full. We got some great entertainment for the fair. We have the brochures. If you want a brochure, you can give us a call, and we'll be happy to mail them out to you. But I'm so thankful we're getting to have the Georgia Mountain Fair this year.
Oh my goodness! And talk about the loss of income last year.
Oh my gosh.
Because from the Georgia-Florida line, literally people leave Florida and come up here to the mountains, pulling their camper, buying fuel all the way, buying
Yes.
food all the way, stopping at the grocery stores and filling their camper
Yes.
refrigerators and their pantries. And then they come to the Georgia Mountain Fair and stay for a week to 10 days because of the Georgia Mountain Fair.
Right. Everything got affected by tourism. It was hurt so bad because people couldn't go on cruises. They couldn't, do anything but stay at the house,
Right.
So it definitely hurt a lot and hurt us because we have no industry in Towns County other than tourism, and that's what we depend on. So yeah, it made a big difference for us. But hopefully this year we can make up for some of it. And we also have July the 29th, 30th, and 31st. We got another arts and crafts show. We have an offering on Dwight Yoakam, so we hope we get that booked here in the next few days. And he'll be there that weekend as well. Then the Daly and Vincent Land Fest. That's a 3-day festival that we didn't get to have last year.
Right.
So we rolled all that talent over. There's like 15 groups for the 3 days, and we rolled all that talent over to 2021. So those tickets were on sale. And
last time that was a huge hit.
it was huge. It sold out every day.
Yes.
And I hope it
Yeah.
will again. But we got some great entertainment coming from that. We've got of course, Daly and Vincent will play every day, but we've got Aaron Tippin and Colin Ray and Sammy Kershaw and Mike Snyder and just Diamond Rio. Just a lot of, it's bluegrass, country, and gospel on that. So have you ever heard of the Singing Contractors? They are absolutely amazing. They're Christian music, but you ought to look them up and hear them. They are so good. But really, really good. And there's going to be a Grand Ole Opry tribute. We're flying in some of the Grand Ole Opry stars, and it's going to be hosted by Eddie Stubbs, and they're going to do a big Grand Ole Opry tour.
How neat.
Bill Anderson and.
Well, when we talk about Grand Ole Opry stars, the last time you had Loretta Lynn there, we had front row tickets, and have seen her in concert multiple times from the time I was 18 years old. But I'd never had front row tickets, and that's one of the things about Anderson Music Hall. You can get front row tickets.
Yes.
You got to get in there early. You got to buy them. You got to take care of business. But you bring in some of the greatest talent ever, and you can see these people. It's not like you're sitting in a stadium somewhere.
Right. Every seat in that building's good. There's not
It's
a bad seat
amazing.
in that
Yeah,
building.
yeah.
And the way it's laid out, the artists just love it. That's what Chris Jansen, he'd never been there before, but he said, this is the best venue. He said, this is awesome. He loved it.
Absolutely.
He said, I want to come back. And I said, well, we'll have you back. But we also have the 48th annual Shelby Mustang Car Club. It's the Northeast Georgia Shelby Mustangs and Ford meet. That's coming up October 1st and 2nd. And then that same weekend we have Georgia State Clogging Convention. We didn't get to have that last year.
I know, and I wanted to see that so bad. I love clogging.
So we're having that October 2nd. And then the Fall Festival, we didn't get to have that last year. So we're having that. And we moved all the talent over to 2021. That's October the 8th through the 16th. And we have, during that festival, we have two hard ticket concerts. We got Tracy Lawrence on October the 9th. Those tickets are on sale. And then October the 16th, I believe it's the 16th, during the Fall Festival, it's the last day of the Fall Festival, we got Ronnie Millsap, and those tickets are on sale as well.
Boy, I'm going to date myself. The last time I saw Ronnie Millsap was at Lanierland.
Oh, really?
Lanierland's been closed for years.
Oh, yeah, I used to go down there.
And we loved it. We absolutely loved it. But that's the last time I saw Ronnie Millsap. He put on an amazing show.
He does put on an amazing show, and he's really selling good. And Mark Wheels is going to open for him, so that should be really good.
Yeah, that'll be neat. Being close to home.
Yeah, and then we have the Appalachian Brew, Q, and Stew Festival. This is our craft beer festival. We did get to have that last year, and there was no craft beer festivals in North Georgia last year except ours, and they slammed us at the gates. We had like probably 3,500 people there that weekend. It was unbelievable.
That's great.
People couldn't go nowhere to do anything.
Yeah.
And they didn't wear masks.
I love it.
But
I love it.
It was such a good event. We had some great vendors and we had some great entertainment. So we're making plans for that. And people are already buying tickets for it. The tickets are on sale. And,
wow.
And we're almost full in the campground for that weekend. So
let's talk about the campground. You're doing an expansion.
We are. We're actually building 18 new campsites, and we're starting. TVA gave us a loan, and we're starting that May 7th. We got the supplies ordered and the pedestals, and they're supposed to be here May 7th. So we do have that under contract, and it'll be 18 new sites, and they'll all be paved. They'll be full hookup, water, electric, sewer, and so we'll have some more places we can rent.
Hilda, let me ask you this. What if somebody came and wanted to stay there a year? Is that possible?
Well, we do have some people that'll come and stay 3 or 4 months at a time and seasonal, but you have to make reservations. So like on November the 1st, we start making them for next year for a month or more. And then any reservation less than 30 days, we start the first working day in January. So you have to call that first day in order to
November.
To get a month or more. And if you want to stay a year and you make it for a year, then you can do that. We just don't have a yearly rate. We just charge by the month, you know.
And what does it cost for a month to be there?
On the lake, and for full hookup, it's $800 a month.
Okay.
And a lot of people that are moving to the mountains, they're building their homes.
Sure, it's perfect.
And they're staying in their campers till they get their homes
That's why I was
built.
asking you, because I'm working with some people who are about to build and they can't find anywhere to live. And I said, let me check on campgrounds because I thought you can buy an RV that will suit your needs and then keep it and then sell it after if you don't want to keep it, but you can do that.
Yes.
And so that's what I wondered. To me, that's the best of both worlds.
It is, and a lot of people do that. We have that happen there in the campground a lot, and they love, you know, the campground because it is so pretty there on the lake and everything, and they say, oh, this is the prettiest campground we've ever seen, you know, and it's gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
It really is.
Now, we're going to take a commercial break, and when we come back, we have a little tribute to you. And it shows you some of the people that you have blessed me with. And we're going to do that when we come back in just a minute. But please remember our sponsors. Many of them have been with us forever. And one of the people you only see once a month, but he is a dear, dear friend and has been a sponsor forever, Mr. Paul Kiker. Please pick up the phone and call Paul if you are looking at investing and protecting your money. Because right now, there's a lot of stuff going on that's uncertain, and people are like, what do I do? What do I buy? What do I do? Pick up the phone and call Paul, and he can give you information, and he can sit down with you. He's also doing a very special program that he is going to start back on, where he helps you as you face those years of becoming dependent on Social Security, which is really impossible to be dependent on Social Security because you can't live on it. But he's going to help you share information that he does some seminars, and those stopped because of COVID, but he's going to be starting those back again. So remember him and remember the rest of our sponsors. We'll be back in just a minute.
Georgia Medical Treatment Center now has 2 locations to bring you the high-quality, holistic care you've come to know and expect. We treat neck, back, and joint pain with chiropractic care and injection-based treatment without the need for surgery or prescription painkillers. Our medical weight loss program can also provide relief while ridding your body of toxins, pounds, and inches while improving your overall health. Call today for a free consultation, 770-345-2000, or go online to georgiamtc.com.
Whether you're swimming in the sea, or splashing in the pool, making a masterpiece, or just making memories, writing a great American novel, or writing your term paper that's due tomorrow. Whatever you do in life, Farmers is here to protect it. For all your insurance needs, call Donald Curtis in Blue Ridge.
Whether it's memories of your first trip to the local Dairy Queen or your daily visit for a $5 lunch special, the Jasper Dairy Queen has been a part of the community for over 40 years. Locally owned and operated, Jasper DQ is the place where specialty items often become favorites. Burgers, shakes, chicken tenders with yummy dip and gravy. And don't forget the rings and fries. Celebration cakes are always fresh and fast and include the awesome Blizzard cake. Stop by where folks are always meeting and eating. 515 at Highway 53. Just follow the crowd to the Dairy Queen.
High-speed Wi-Fi. Not quite as important as running water in your home, but close. Ignite Internet from ETC powers your Wi-Fi network with consistent speeds to keep all your gadgets going strong. Streaming video players, laptops, tablets, even smartphones, so you're never stuck with those big cell data charges. And talk about value. Just pick your speed and keep the Wi-Fi flowing in your home at a great low price. Upgrade your internet today. Call or visit etcnow.com to learn more.
Okay, we're going to now share just a little trip down memory lane, because thanks to Miss Hilda, I've been lucky enough to get to spend some time with Charlie Pride, get to spend some time with the crazy Larry Gatlin. I will just tell y'all, do you know what he did to me?
No, I
When
don't.
I was asking him about how he made his blue jeans.
There's no telling.
They manufacture his blue jeans here in Blue Ridge, Georgia. And he was
okay.
telling
I
me
didn't
all
know that.
about it. And he said, you know, they wear the best because of, and he said, I think he said gusset. And I said, what is that? And he said, do you know what it is? I said, well, maybe I do. And then I thought, well, maybe I don't. But he jumped up on the table to show me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And you'll get to see that.
Oh, my gosh. I didn't know that.
It was very interesting. So we're going to share a little bit of, this is a flash from the past. This is some of the things that you have allowed us to do, and great memories. And, you know, when I think about Earl Thomas Conley, he sat there and did an interview with me. His temperature was 104.5. His whole band had the flu.
I remember when you
They were
sick, yeah.
so sick. They were so sick. But he was such a gracious, sweet guy. And he
Yes.
said, you know more about me than I know. And I said, of course I do. I love your music. Those are memories that can never be again.
That's right.
Because we did Charlie Pride's interview there. He's gone to be with the Lord. We did Percy Sledge. He's gone to be with the Lord. Earl Thomas Conley. It blows my mind at these people that are gone. But
Oh, I
you
know.
brought them to the mountains in North Georgia multiple
For
times.
people to enjoy. George Jones and Merle Haggard. I could just go, Jim Ed Brown. I could just go on and on forever.
Right, yeah.
And Jerry Clower. He was another favorite of the Fairgrounds. And I miss them. I really do.
Oh, yeah,
I really
yeah.
miss them. I do.
But you've got some great memories. So here we're going to take you to a flashback of some memories from the Georgia Mountain Fair. All right, now there you go. Here we go. Okay, Earl Thomas Conley was coming in, like, I think the next week, and this was Aaron Tippin, one of the first people that we got to spend some time with. And then this is us, some of the folks who we actually went with to Georgia Mountain Fair, the Singletons. They loved being there. This was cameraman extraordinaire who was, we don't even have those kind of cameras anymore. It's so funny how we go back. And then this is Loretta's daughter, Sissy. And we got to have those front row tickets with Loretta Lynn, as many concerts as we'd been to. We had never had. That's when we went to interview Radio.
Okay.
And Radio has passed away now. So there's so many people that we were lucky enough, and this is at WATC in Atlanta. And this was when we went down and I did the seniors program. Now there's my buddy Larry Gatlin.
Yeah.
He is hysterical.
Look at that big old smile.
He is always smiling, always happy, such a good guy. This is, I think, when we were doing the Connie Smith interview.
Okay.
And she's such a precious lady.
She is,
Oh my gosh, I just loved her. And this is the Loretta Lynn concert.
Okay.
And this is Bailey Mundy, who is now, I think, a senior in high school, or just, now there's Larry. He's showing me
my
about his blue
gosh.
jeans.
Look at that.
He's showing me about his blue jeans because they have an extra stitch in there. He's
He's a
crazy.
mess.
He's crazy.
He is.
We had so much fun with him. Just a super nice guy. And this is as close as we had been to Loretta Lynn's house. And then when you got us front row tickets, we got to sit 5 feet from her. Now there's Radio. We
Okay.
interviewed him on the motorhome. And sadly, I don't have any of the pictures of Percy Sledge, but interviewed him in the same motorhome. And just some great memories that you made possible.
That's
and
great.
It's because of the people that you bring in. And this is Mayfield Dairies. Mayfield Dairies is no longer a family-owned business.
I know.
You know, it's
I
now
know.
owned by Dean Foods,
Yeah.
and still the quality. Now there's some of your concerts.
Yes.
And those were two of the best, and we got to interview John Conley, and then sadly we lost the tape here. Now that's taken in our office in Ball Ground.
Okay.
That is in our office in Ball Ground, and that's Tom Cruise.
How about that?
And there's shots from the movie American Made.
Mm-hmm.
We're about to remodel our office, and they're going to take down that stuff. And I said, you can't, because it's part of this movie.
That's
and you're going to
right.
have the car shows.
Look at that.
So, you know, you're going to have the car shows. A lot of cool General Lees will be there, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
So,
How about
and,
that?
you know, cars, music, that's what North Georgia's about. That's what the mountains of Georgia's about.
It is.
People love doing the rod runs. They love getting out and the lake sites, you know, and the
Yes.
campground, and just
It's
just
very
so
relaxing
cool.
for them.
Now there's Connie Smith.
Oh,
she
yeah.
is so precious.
She
Absolutely,
is.
so
She's
precious.
a sweet, sweet lady. A beautiful voice.
Yes, yes, and so happy to be Mrs. Marty Stewart.
Yes.
She said, you know, yes, she said, he is my true love.
Yes.
And just so precious, so precious. So, And there's Ron Singleton. I think that was the Larry Gatlin night. Yeah, they were with us that night, and we had so much fun with Larry. He is a hoot. He is absolutely
Well, they're coming
a
back
hoot.
for the fair this year.
Are
Larry
they?
Gatlin and the Gatlins. Yeah, I forgot what.
I think he told me they had been singing together 65 years. There's Shirley, and that's us back in the back.
Oh, yeah.
And that was when we did the Larry Gatlin interview. And just, you have created some magic memories for us. And thank you so very, very
Well, you're
much.
welcome. Thank you.
And when I think about the Percy Sledge thing, that was just perfect timing.
Oh, look at that,
And
Charlie
look at that
Pride.
Charlie Pride, that
I
precious,
know.
precious man.
We went to the
Precious,
airport and picked him up and took him back to the airport. He was a precious person.
Very, very special man. And he died from COVID.
Yes,
You know, it's
I
one
heard
of those
that,
things. We
yeah.
know that COVID is real, but we can't stop living. Now, there's the Anderson Music Hall.
Right.
Yep. And now, are those chairs going to be more comfortable than those photo chairs?
Oh yeah, we're getting new ones for that. The ones, but we're still going to get them to where they're movable down there in the front because I have to have special events down there. But yeah, we were looking at some
Now,
seats
this
for
is
that
when
as
we
well.
went to the Shotgun Red show. And did you ever have him there,
Shotgun
Red?
Gun, yeah,
Yeah,
several times.
He has missed so much. And there we are. The Price is
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yay,
That
we
was
had
a
so
fun
much
time.
fun. We
Yeah.
had so much fun. Yeah, it was just a really, you've created some magical memories. So thank you very much.
Well, thank you for coming and
You know,
interviewing all of
I
them.
have interviewed people there who told me we have been coming to the campground for 36 years. And when you think about last year, they didn't get to come.
Right.
Can you imagine how they're going to feel these mountains this
I
summer?
know.
It's
And
gonna
we
be
had to be
crazy.
closed down for a whole month last year in the campground, the month of April, I think it was. But when we opened back up, you talk about wide open, it
Now,
was.
did they make it mandatory that you had to close?
Yeah, the commissioner made us close down for a month, and I had to close the boat ramp. And I don't know that this was necessary, but it was something that he felt like he had to do, and they could only do to-go orders at the restaurants and that kind of stuff. But he said everybody was going in and buying all of our groceries up if I had kept operating the campground like it was, because so many people was headed to the mountains, you know. So we closed it down for a month, and then when we did open back up, it was wide open. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
unbelievable. But everybody still got groceries, so that wasn't a big issue, you know, or anything. But it has been amazing what I've seen in camping, and I've been there 40 years at the Georgia Mountain Fairgrounds. But last year was the biggest year I've ever seen for camping in my life there.
It's crazy. People had to
Unbelievable.
escape the city. They had to.
And we had to turn so many people away because we didn't have any place to put them. But I think all campgrounds has got this issue because everybody that tries to get a campsite at the fairgrounds, they said, we can't find one nowhere. You start recommending other campgrounds, but they don't have anything either.
So what happens when you outgrow? Do you have anywhere else to go? Do you have anywhere else to grow?
We do have a few more places we can put some more campsites, and we probably will do that, you know, in the future, or we plan to. But yeah, we've got a pretty big piece of property there, you know, on the fairgrounds. But a lot of it has got so many buildings on it already that, like, you know, you've got the music hall, which covers a big area, and you have to have the parking lot to accommodate the music hall. And then inside the fairgrounds where we have the fair, you've got all those craft booths in the Pioneer Village and the exhibit hall and the Antique Farm Museum. So those buildings take up a lot of space as well. And we still have the ball fields. You know, we can use that for, we're going to do the rodeo on the ball fields. And then like when we have helicopter rides, you know, the helicopter can land there. And we've used that ball field before for parking for the car shows. When we get so full in the parking lot, we'd use that as an overflow area, you know. But
now, is the guy from Pensacola coming back this year?
he actually lives in Mississippi. He moved,
that's right.
Yeah, he got a little upset that we were having a car show. The Georgia Mountain Fairgrounds was having a car show as a fundraiser, and so he moved the Moonshine Cruise in over to Blairsville, so that's where it's going to be at Meeks Park this year. So it's going to be July 29th, 30th, and 31st. It's the same weekend I'm trying to put Dwight Yoakam in the music hall, and then we'll have an arts and crafts show, you know. But we tried to talk to him and work it out, but it just didn't work out. So that's what's happened.
You do what you got to do.
Yeah,
you do what you got to do.
But we do have something new that's coming, and I wanted to mention this real quick. It's called Picking for Patton. This fundraiser again it's a bluegrass show that's going to be coming up for this guy. He had a massive stroke at 41 years old, and he's paralyzed all the way down on the one side, and I'm not sure that he'll ever completely recover. But on June the 26th, all of his friends they've got several different bluegrass groups booked, and they're going to all come and do a fundraiser for him, and they're going to have a stage inside the music hall, of course, on the stage there, and then on outside down in the craft area down in there, they're going to set and look where they can set up stage down there and do 2 stages at one time. So it's going to be a big day. The gates are going to open at 11, and it starts at 12. And they've got Volume 5. They got Darren and Brooke Aldridge, Alan Bibby, Shannon Slaughter, Amanda Cook Band, which is a big bluegrass act, Deeper Shade of Blue, Dave Atkins Band, and Backline and Last Call. So if you want to help out and enjoy some good music, the tickets are $30 and they're on sale. And there'll be all kinds of guitar raffles and banjo raffles.
And will you have food trucks and food be available there? Now, what about your great ladies who do the food in the concession stand?
They are going to be open to this.
Everybody going to be there. Good.
Yeah, they are. They did the Chris Jansen this past weekend. Very, very faithful and very good ladies. They're going to do cakewalks for this, and it's just this guy, he teaches music lessons to a lot of students and children, and he's always wanting to help somebody else with a fundraiser or whatever. And now it's his turn. They're going to help him. So. Come out and enjoy this because it's going for medical funds, what it's going for.
$30.
Yes.
There you go.
So it's really great, June the 26th. But I wanted to mention some other things that we've got coming up. I think I got down to where I got Ronnie Millsap and Mark Wills in there, but in the beer festival. But we also moved the Happy Together tour. I had it booked for June the 5th, but we moved it over to next year, the same weekend in June of 2022. And those tickets are on sale. I mean, we'd sold like 800 and something tickets.
Is it the Turtles, the
Buckingham's, and right here, I think it's on this sheet right here, the Turtles Association, the Vogues, Chuck Negron, Mark Lindsay, and the Cow Seals.
Yeah, and Mark Lindsay and the, don't say it, the Raiders. The Raiders. It used to be Paul Revere and the Raiders.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Golly.
That is such a great concert
So
there.
cool.
And people were so disappointed when because see, I had it booked in 2020, and of course COVID canceled it and moved it over to 2021. Now I've had to move it to 2022. So the people that bought the tickets were so disappointed. They said, we haven't got to do nothing in a year and we want to see this.
Oh, wow.
So that's why it had to be moved, because some of the states up in the Northeast just not opened back up yet. But something that we did get to have this past year was the Mountain Country Christmas and Lights.
Oh, yes.
And you talk about getting slammed at the gates. I've never seen so many people in my life, because a lot of people didn't have their Christmas light shows, you know, all in the North Georgia area.
Yep.
So our attendance for that was unbelievable, and we added some new things and new displays this past year.
And it's truly a walking event, isn't it?
It is,
Yep.
and I went down to Atlanta and bought to the warehouse and bought this big, humongous lighted rocking horse that was a new piece that we put in the fairgrounds, and it was, and put all the lights and everything, and put some accessories around it. But it was really, really good, and people enjoyed it so much. So we want to make sure that everybody understands that opens again Thanksgiving night, which is not, it'll be here before we can turn around.
You're right.
And that goes through Christmas. And we've always just been open Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But the week of Christmas, there's so many people in town and they're wanting to see the lights. So what we decided this year, we would open on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and maybe Thursday. I think Christmas is Friday and Saturday, or either Thursday and Friday. We're closed Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, whatever that falls on. But that has been a really, really big hit for us this past year, and it's continuing to grow, and we're going to add more stuff to it. So
don't you let churches come and sing?
We do, and we had several that did that last year. So if anybody wants to come out and sing, and it don't have to be a church, just some Christmas carols or whatever you want to sing, but it adds to it. And we had arts and crafts, and we had food trucks, and we're going to do all that again, you know. So people just love it because it's outside, and you can get around and walk around and drink your hot chocolate, and we build big bonfires, and you can roast hot dogs and marshmallows. And
one of the things that I wondered if this was a success, and would you do it again? What about The Price is Right?
It was a success. It was a really, really hard show to do because we had to make so many changes after the audience actually got in the building, because they had these big old screen TVs and how this had to be moved back and everything.
I saw all that happen.
Yeah, it was really a nightmare. But I think we would have it again, because we did, you know.
It was fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
Would you come again if we had it?
Oh yeah, I would come. But the one thing I would do, and this was our complaint, because I'm old and I've had skin cancer and I don't like being in the sun. We were out in the sun 3.5, 4 hours waiting to get in the building.
Okay.
So to me, there should be a way to open the building to the restrooms, to people getting in and out, to whatever, to make people more comfortable. Because I don't know if you noticed it, but a lot of old people came to this. And old people don't do well once they've stood in the sun in the heat a long time.
That's
and it
true.
was hot that day. But we made a lot of friends, and we talked to a lot of people, and everybody loved our cornbread and buttermilk shirt. That was definitely a hit.
That was so cute.
It was definitely a hit. So we really, really enjoyed it, and I think it would be really cool to do it again. Now, I'm mad because I didn't get my ticket pulled or whatever to be on there because I knew them prices. I would have won that stuff. And when that dude missed it, I'm like, dummy, do you never shop? You know? But it was really fun.
Yeah.
And the only problem I saw was the way people had to be herded in and stand in line so long.
Yeah.
There has to be a better way to get people in the building.
Right.
So, but it was great.
Well, good.
It was great.
Well, I'm
It was
glad.
fun.
And I'm glad you told me that.
Yes, I would do it again. Yes, absolutely.
I think people would support it again, and it might be something we try again in the future. But
it was fun.
We also got an offer in on Travis Tritt for November the 6th. That's another show I didn't mention, but we're hoping that that gets confirmed as well. We tried. He actually wanted to do the Fairgrounds on August the 14th, but it was when the Georgia Mountain Fair was going on, and I had talent already booked, so I couldn't do it. That's the
Now,
day.
let me ask you about Georgia Mountain Fair versus the Fall Festival. The Isaacs come, the Fall Festival, don't
Yeah,
they?
they're
Yes.
coming in October. Yes.
Yeah.
They'll be here. I think it's.
You always had the McCameys, and now the McCameys.
They're retired.
Yeah, but there's a new little McCamey group coming back out.
Oh, are they? Oh,
yeah,
I didn't
so
know
you need
that.
to check on that
Is it
because
some
people
of-
still love. It's still some of them.
The family members?
Yeah.
Well, whenever they retired, the last year I had them there, they told me, they said, we might do a few selective dates, and said Hiawassee would be one we would want to.
Yes.
Want to.
And everybody loved to see them there.
Yeah, and so I'd had, and I did reach back out to them about coming back again as being one of the selective dates, but they had some health issues and weren't able to come. But I hadn't heard that they got back.
Well, I
a
just
group together.
noticed there was a little blippet that came up the other night, and it said the McCameys. Yes, the McCameys, but you know, it was just, I think it was 3 of them. So,
Okay,
yeah,
I'll need to check into that
check
then.
into it,
Yeah, but we do have some good gospel groups there. And like I said, during the Land Fest, we actually had the Booth Brothers booked for the Land Fest for 2020, and we were just going to move every bit of the talent over. Well, the Booth Brothers had a cruise they were supposed to go on, a singing cruise, and it got canceled. And when they rescheduled it for 2021,
weekend.
it was the weekend of the Land Fest. So that's how I ended up with the singing contractors, is they came on board with that. So it you know, it'll still be great, and I love the Booth Brothers. I
Well,
have had them
speaking
there.
of the Booth Brothers, Tim, can we pull a DVD and let's do some Booth Brothers music? I want to do one song with the Booth Brothers. They were, to me, some of the very best ever. When they hit the stage in Jasper, we brought them to Jasper, and we had them at the Methodist Church. It was packed out, full. They just, the show was fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. And it was one of those things, when you see them, you want to see them again and again and
Oh,
again.
yeah.
So maybe you'll get to bring them
I
back.
hope to get them back again. I've had them there for the fair, and then I've had them at the Land Fest one time, and then I was bringing them back for a second time, but it didn't work out because of COVID changing their schedule so much. But yeah, I definitely want to have them back, and they really sell a lot of tickets.
Oh, yeah.
People buy their tickets.
Well, they're supposed to be in Woodstock this weekend. I'm going to Google it and look, and I will post it on Facebook. I think it's the 20, what's today? The 20,
Today's 22nd, I think.
I think it's the 24th that they're going to be there.
Okay.
So they are going to be in Woodstock. I'll check that and I'll put it on my Facebook page. But the Booth Brothers is one of those that you want to see over and over. It's like the Isaacs. You see them over and over and over,
Yes.
and it's always amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Always
You don't ever get
amazing.
tired of it, that's
No,
for sure.
No, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So, and hopefully you will get to rebook some of those that, you know, timing is everything.
It is. It truly is. And some of the acts that we've got coming, though, for for the Land Fest, I said earlier, Diamond Rio, but we've got Mike Snyder coming. I know. Did you ever interview Mike Snyder?
I did not, but we actually saw him. Where were we at? Somewhere. I can't remember. Maybe in Townsend, Tennessee. I was somewhere weird and I saw him.
Really?
So, yeah.
And we've got the Malpass brothers. Have you ever seen them? Oh my gosh, you talk about good. They opened there one year for Merle Haggard. The last time I had Merle Haggard in concert. And Merle just loved their music, and he let them open for him. But they are amazing. They're such good entertainers. The Gibson brothers, if you're into bluegrass, Jimmy Fortune. And then
I love Jimmy Fortune.
Yeah, and then the salute to the Grand Ole Opry, that's going to be kind of neat too. But it's going to
Do
be
you
a good
know
festival.
who the Grand Ole Opry stars are who will be there?
It's going to be Jeannie Seeley and Bill Anderson, and it says Karen Mills. It's up on my brochure here. And then this Eddie Stubbs will be hosting the salute to the Grand Ole Opry.
Do you remember one of your forever favorite Bill Anderson songs would be, what was that song he did? They're not teardrops, just sincere drops. Yeah.
Yeah.
Golly, that
You
was
know,
40 years, 50 years ago.
Bill Anderson and
60 years ago.
well, but think about what they've accomplished in their lives.
Oh my
gosh.
I didn't even know he was still alive.
They're going to fly into the Blairsville airport because they're not able to come and do a big long concert anymore with their age and everything, but thank God they're still there and getting to come and do it. But they're going to fly into the Blairsville airport. We're going to pick them up, let them come and do their performance. They'll fly right back out to Nashville, and we'll have the Grand Ole Opry there in Hiawassee.
Wow, that is going to be cool. That is going to be cool.
It will be.
Well, we're going to go now. We're going to share a little bit of the Booth Brothers music, and I'm going to check y'all. I'm going to check their schedule, or if you have internet, go to their website and check. The Booth Brothers are supposed to be in Woodstock, and I believe it's this weekend, so check that, because if you haven't seen them up close and personal, they are the best. They're fantastic, so check it out. And here we go with a little bit of the Booth Brothers.
On the streets of gold, don't look by the walls of Jasper, nor among the many sights untold. For I've been longing and I've been waiting for the precious Holy One to see. There I'll be through the countless ages. Look for me at Jesus' feet. Oh, and there I'll be through the countless ages. Look for me at Jesus' feet.
I love that song. Good job, man. Here's a song our buddies Gold City recorded a few years ago. We liked it so much, we thought we'd do the same. Hope you like it.
There's a city, a beautiful city, just beyond the divide.
That's okay.
Where God's children shall rest eternal, there will ever abide.
You got it.
Daily striving to reach that homeland, we are going that way. Headed for glory, telling the story, we shall see heaven someday. Someday we shall see Jesus, someday by and by. Someday these eyes shall behold him in that city on high. We must not linger, we must keep moving. Jesus is leading the way. Shouting and singing, joy bells ringing, we shall see heaven someday.
Now, when I grew up, my mom and dad had this kind of music playing around our house all day long. It gets in the heart, and I love singing it today. Listen to this verse. Oh, like the saints who have gone before us, we're determined to stay in the path that is straight and narrow, leading us forward each day. Though we have problems, Jesus is faithful, all our needs to supply. The time is now nearing for his appearing, for our heavenly flight. Someday we shall see Jesus, someday by and by. Someday these eyes shall behold him in that city on high. We must not linger, we must keep moving. Jesus is leading the way. Shouting and singing, joy bells ringing, we shall see heaven someday. Someday we shall see Jesus, someday by and by. Someday these eyes shall behold him in that city on high. We must not linger, we must keep moving. Jesus is leading the way. Shouting and singing, joy bells ringing, we shall see heaven someday. Oh, now we must not linger,
Jesus is leading the way. Shouting and singing, joy bells ringing, we shall see heaven. We must not linger, we must keep moving. We shall see Jesus someday.
All right, guys, you know this. We got to clap along now.
Well, I've been to the river, I've been baptized, I've been washed in the blood of the Lamb. I've been changed from the creature that once I was, and redeemed is now my name. I've been changed, I'm newborn now, my life has been rearranged. What a difference it made when the Lord came and stayed in my heart. Oh yes, I've been changed. Though my sins were scarlet, they're white as snow. I was bound, but today I am free. I was lost in the darkness, but now I'm found. I was blind, but now I see. I've been changed. I'm newborn now. My life has been rearranged. What a difference it made when the Lord came and stayed in my heart. Oh yes, I've been changed. Like the poor Hebrew children, I wandered long in a bare desert land to and fro. But I've crossed over Jordan to Canaan's land, where the milk and honey flow. When at last in His presence I stand above, He will wipe all the tears from my eyes, and I'll thank Him for giving a wretch like me lasting hope beyond the skies. I've been changed, I'm newborn now, my life has been rearranged. What a difference it made when the Lord came and stayed in my heart. Oh yes, I've been changed. What a difference it made when the Lord came and stayed in my heart. Oh yes, I've been changed. I'm changed.
Okay, we're back. Now, Miss Hilda, is your phone number at the fairgrounds 706-896-4191?
That's correct, yes.
All right, guys, I'm going to challenge you. Make plans to do some of these concerts. Get online, look at their website, and check out how many great concerts are going to be available, and get yourself some really good tickets. The prices are fair, the atmosphere is beyond fantastic, and the hot dogs, I might say, are amazing.
They are pretty good, aren't they?
And the ice cream is beyond amazing. So, the sweetest ladies. Is Judy still volunteering?
She is, yeah, she's still right there with us and said she's missed it so much.
Oh, I know,
Yeah.
I know.
She's coming for Josh Turner to help me, yeah.
Well, and if you want Josh Turner tickets, you better pick up the phone and call today. And again, their phone number is 706-896-4191. And get tickets, put them on your credit card. If they don't have time to mail them, they can put them for you at will call. You can pick up your tickets and plan a daycation. Leave early, come on up to Ball Ground, come and see us, stop at Talking Rock and visit up there. And we're getting a new little golf course at Talking Rock. It's going to be a mini putt-putt.
Oh, how nice.
Which is going to be very interesting to me, because I think the last time I played putt-putt might have been 60 years ago.
Well, I used to take my nieces and
I'm
nephew
gonna go
over in
play.
Helen. They have a little putt-putt there in Helen. But they're all grown now, so it's been a while.
Well, it's going to be interesting because it's going to be right there in Talking Rock. Your kids can pan for gold, or they can do putt-putt golf. I don't know what the opening date is going to be, but we challenge you. If you're in Atlanta and you want to escape, don't just escape to the mountains. Start in Ball Ground. Go to Jasper. Go to Talking Rock. Come up to LJ. Eat along the way. End up at Anderson Music Hall. Attend a great concert. have dinner up there. It is just a great way to get your family out and about.
There's so much to do there too.
Yeah.
All the waterfalls, and you got the lake to enjoy, boating, fishing, skiing, whatever, fishing, and like I said, waterfalls, Brasstown Ball Mountains right there in our home. Bell Mountains there. There's just a lot of things to do and get outdoors and have a picnic on the side of the lake or something.
Have you been to Helen recently?
I go through there a lot.
Is it open up and everything's
yeah,
good?
Lots and lots of people are over there. Yes.
Good.
Yes.
You can go rafting. I always think about rafting in Helen.
You can. You sure
It's a little bit
can.
cold today to go rafting, but you could go rafting.
Right.
So, and hiking. Just get out and hike these beautiful mountains.
And there's so many pretty state parks in North Georgia too that has lots of good hiking and waterfalls and things. And I go to that a lot. I think it's so pretty. It's so relaxing. It clears your mind.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's something right now Georgia is open. We are open for business. We want you to get out, get to know the local businesses, get to know the campsites. You have no vacancies now?
Right now we have a few, but we like the weekends we won't, but through the week we'll have a few things open, yes.
So if you have an RV and you haven't been to the Georgia Mountain Fairgrounds, if you haven't seen the beautiful Lake Chattooga, it is absolutely gorgeous. It's just a way to unwind.
It is. It truly is.
I'd say it's a prescription for sanity.
That's true. And see some first-class acts, that's for
right,
sure.
That's right. And again, Josh Turner is May the 1st. May the 1st, so get your tickets. There are just a few left. And Land Fest, do you think it'll sell out again?
I hope so. We've sold like 1,300 tickets right now for all 3 days, so yes. And it's not till September, so I would definitely go ahead now and get tickets if you think you want to.
And that's Labor Day weekend, so you can start now making your plans.
Actually, Gene Watson's Labor Day weekend.
Oh,
This is going to be September the 16th, 17th, and
Okay.
right after that, though. Yeah.
And if you haven't seen Gene Watson, oh my gosh, he's
That's
fantastic.
going to be good.
Yeah,
Yes, it is.
I
Yes.
got tickled because do you remember the night I did the interview with Billy Joe Royal?
Yes, I
And
do.
I didn't recognize him. It was so funny. Because the last time I saw him, he was 16. I was 16 and he was about 23. And when he walked up, I was like, who is that? It was Billy
And he's
Joe
another
Royal.
one that passed
He's
away.
passed away.
I know.
Yeah, down in the boondocks.
Yes,
yeah,
and he had the
yeah.
best voice, didn't he?
He did, and a really, really nice guy. But yeah, he's one of those that's gone.
Yeah.
So if you love good music and you love crisp, clean mountain air, go to Georgia Mountain Fair. And again, their phone number is 706-896-4191. Next time you come, will you bring us some tickets to give away?
I certainly will,
you do
and I
that?
apologize for forgetting to bring them today, but I definitely will do that.
And I'm telling y'all, I'm going to take some of these brochures to our office down in Ball Ground. Remember, we are located in the old Dots Restaurant building. You can come by, and I'm going to have the brochures available. And we will have some tickets for concerts that will be given away in the near future. And I promise you, if you haven't been, you have missed one of the best things going on in North Georgia. Oh, it's the best thing going on in Georgia. Forget North Georgia.
That's right.
That's right. Thank you, Miss Hilda, for being here
Thank you.
today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And we'll see you again soon, only on ETC. Tomorrow, Matt Dibler is going to be in the house. Matt's going to be here. He is the now full-fledged pastor of his church, which is going to mean he's going to be super, super busy. And so I told him, I said, before your schedule gets booked up, we want to see you, and he will be here tomorrow, so tune in. As always, we will re-air at 6 o'clock tonight, and I hope to see you again soon, only on ETC. Bye, y'all.
You gave me a